How's it going, everybody? CJ here, back in another video, another first thoughts, another card from M21. We're doing good today. We're doing Vito, Thorn of the Dusk Rose. So, new card. This is basically sanguine bond on a dude. We don't know how big he is, and we don't know something that's going on in the art, but we know enough. And this card is sweet. It's very, very sweet. There's a lot of ways you can take this, and like you can do vampire travel with this very well. It fits like a lot of the synergies that vampires really like, mostly being life gain and life drain. So you can just a lot of life drain. It's like the first thing before I get into the deck though. Remember, like this video, comment on this video, subscribe to the channel, check me out on Patreon. Comment on this video what you would put in Vito. Let me know what you guys think. And we're getting into this. So, first card. First of all, Vito. It's basically Sanguine Bond. It's basically a Defiant Bloodlord, except way cheaper and way better. This card seems very, very good. You can do a lot of life gain stuff in this. And, yeah. First card I want to talk about, though, obviously, Exquisite Blood. This should be one that's on everyone's radar all of a sudden. It's a card that's already expensive. If it doesn't see a reprint in the set, which would be kind of surprising if it does, because like a 2-card combo like that in Standard, also Pioneer, would be kind of disgusting. But it's a very expensive card at this moment, and it is an infinite combo with Vito. So Vito in the command zone is a 2-card infinite combo with Exquisite Blood, and that should be a key card in every Vito deck. If you plan on building Vito, you should buy Sanguine Bond now before it goes up more. I picked up a copy today. That was because I noticed that the foil prices were almost the exact same. I was able to get it for $47, while the regular price is like $43. So it seems worthwhile, especially because it's a really old foil, one printing. And yeah, so if you're building Vito, you should get your Exquisite Blood now. If you're watching this video, buy it now. And I mean, that's only if you plan on building Vito. If you're not planning on building Vito, building Vito, you don't need to buy it. I mean, this card is due for a reprint. It could be reprinted any day now. Could be in anything. Could be in a secret layer. No idea. But if you need it, it's going up in price until the reprint happens. Also, next card I want to talk about, similar to Exquisite Blood, is Blood Tribute. So this works especially well inside a vampire tribal deck, and Vito happens to be a vampire, so I mean you can just tap Vito for the kicker cost, and you just drain somebody, get for half their life, gain that much, then drain them again and they're dead. I mean, it just one-shot someone very easily, while putting you up way high. That's a sweet card in deck. 6 mana to kill a player is very, very good. Next, I want to talk about a large lump of cards here. So if I was building Vito, a big part of the deck it would be around life drain, because life drain cards are just twice as good with Vito. I mean, you're draining somebody for a certain amount of life, you gain that much life. Since you gain that much life, they lose that much life again. It seems very good. And so stuff like Exsanguinate, that's extremely powerful because you're draining somebody, gaining that much, or you're draining, is it somebody or is it everybody? I don't remember. I'm pretty sure Exsanguinate is you drain everybody, you gain all that much life, and then you get to drain one more person with Vito's ability for the amount you just gained. So you're probably killing somebody with that too. Gary, Grave Merchant of Asphodel or whatever, Asphodel, auto include. It's mono black already. You're going to get the devotion up and enters the battlefield. You drain everybody, and you get to drain another person real hard. I mean, it just seems so good. So good in this deck. I mean, you could throw in like Helm of the Host, that way you could drain multiple people. That's also a real sweet idea. You got Arterial Flow. This card seems okay on face value, being 3 mana, each opponent discards 2 cards. I mean, that's solid. But then if you control a vampire, which Vito is, each opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. So that becomes each opponent discards 2 cards. Each opponent loses 2 life. You gain 2 life. Another opponent loses 2 more life. Which is, I mean, that's not bad. it's solid, especially just making your opponent's discard is pretty good. It's something black likes to do. Next card I want to talk about is Ayara. You're playing mono black, you're going to have creatures entering, it's going to trigger a lot, and it also gives you 3 black devotion for Gary, which is real good. And yeah, it's also drain. Crypt Gas and Pontifa Blight, both of these auto includes. I mean, Crypt Gas doubles your mana because you're in mono black. Auto include anyways, but it also has this little keyword called extort on it. And both Pontiff of Blight gives everything extort, which is huge. Being able to just drain your opponents with your extra mana while gaining you a bunch of extra life, and then you drain somebody else even more, seems really good. Really powerful in this deck. I mean, it seems like a very good way to go. It seems like something that you should want to include. Specifically Crypt Gas, just because double mana means double mana. It's good. It's good. KiKuchiyo. KiKuchiyo is very good in this deck, mostly because of the fact that, so if KiKuchiyo dies, each opponent loses 5 life. You gain 15 life. Somebody loses 15 life. So that's a 20 life point swing for somebody. And this is something that you can easily recur. You're mono black, so you can reanimate it very easily, sacrifice it, do whatever you want. You could probably kill the whole table pretty quickly with this thing. Malak, Blood Witch. This one's interesting. It's okay. I mean, enters the battlefield, each opponent loses life equal to the number of vampires you control, and you gain the amount of life lost this way. That's really good if you're doing Vampire Tribal, especially mostly because of the fact that Vito lets you hit somebody else for more again, obviously. If you're doing Vampire Tribal, you could also throw in like Sanctum Seeker, because it's another life gain, life drain card that works with vampires. What else we got here? Obnixilis, the Black Oath. Obnixilis, the Black Oath. Actually could be a commander, but it's Planeswalker with a +1 of each opponent loses life, you're gaining 3 life, you shoot somebody for 3. I mean, it's solid. That's a very solid +2. You get to make demons, and it's -8, pay 2, sack a dude, gain X life, draw X cards with X as the sacrifice creature's power, and with Vito, you're also doming somebody for X. So that's also just real good. I mean, just the +2 is consistent draining. Consistent draining is what you really want in this deck. Just ways to keep your opponent's life totals dropping quickly, while yours is at a healthy, stable level. Or at a healthy level, it's just increasing. Next I want to talk about is Palace Siege. Another good one. So obviously for this one, I'm thinking dragons. I mean, you could pick Khans depending on the situation, and it's mono black, so Khan still works pretty well in mono black, letting you bring something back from the graveyard to your hand. But dragons, each opponent loses 2 life at the beginning of your upkeep, and you gain 2 life. So, I mean, you're just continuing to drain. You get to hit somebody for 4 every upkeep. It seems pretty good. Next up, I want to talk about Polluted Bonds. Whenever an opponent plays a land, you get to drain them. Very good. That card is disgusting, especially if you also have like Retreat to Hagra in play. So then you're just increasing the amount you're draining whenever a land enters under your control, you're draining, and your opponent's control, you're draining. So just snowballs. Like just get as much drain as possible. That's what I'm thinking for Vito. Just drain. Subversion is another interesting card. I hadn't seen this one before. It's okay. I mean, at 5 mana, it's not great, but it's kind of just cool that it exists. During your upkeep, each of your opponents loses 1 life, and you gain 1 life for each 1 life lost this way. So it's, yeah. I mean, you're draining each person for 1. You're going to gain 3. You get to bolt somebody. It's not bad. It's not bad. At 5 mana, it's not great, but I think it's still very playable. And Twilight Prophet, because it's card draw and drain all in one. It's perfect. It's exactly what you want. And you're going to be draining, you're going to be gaining a lot of life, so you can have a lot of cards that trigger off life gain. I didn't bother to go and look through for them just because there's so many good life gain cards that you should be able to find those on your own. I mean, it's not that hard. But especially if you have Sanguine Bond in there too, double it up. Seems pretty good. Then you can go more aristocrat-y style if you wanted to. You can do stuff like Bastion of Remembrance, Blood Artist, Zulaport Cutthroat, a lot of sack outlets, a lot of reanimation. Do stuff like that. That could be fun. That could be a very cool way to do it. Wound Reflection and Archfiend of Despair, just to really increase that drain. Just that those two cards can just it halves the clock. It makes it so Subversion is dealing 2 to everybody, or so it's dealing 2 to 2 players and what 8 to another player. Brutal. It's brutal. And then you just got your mono black staples. You gotta throw Crick in there. You gain enough life that the ability is gonna be very easy to use. Using the Phyrexian mana is gonna be very easy. Urborg and Coffers, because the more mana the better. Bulls of Citadel, because you're gaining life. Why not? You could throw in Aether Flux Reservoir in there because you're gonna be gaining a lot of life. Just dome somebody for 50. That seems pretty solid. Erebos, God of the Dead, just staple black card. Lets you draw cards, prevents your opponent from gaining life, which is pretty cute in the deck, but ideal. Like, you don't want your opponents getting life. And Villas, just because, why not? I mean, you got life, use it. All these cards are really using life as a resource, and Vito lets you do that very easily just because it'll give you a lot of that resource. And so those are my first thoughts on Vito. If you had something different in mind, comment it down below. Any specific cards that you would have added, let me know. I want to see. Comment down below. You can throw a list down below if you want me to look at it. I'd love to see it. If you enjoyed this video, remember to hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button if you aren't already subscribed, because I got a lot of these coming. You can check out my old Ikorio ones too if you wanted to. You can check out my other stuff. Got gameplay, got stuff like that. It's fun. It's good. It's semi-quality content. And, I mean, we're doing a giveaway if we hit 650 subs by the end of the month. So, hit that subscribe button. And if you really want to support the channel, check out my Patreon. We will see you guys next time. Peace out, everybody.